Hey everybody, it's me speaking, Jakey the Sanders. As you can see, I've changed the name of my channel. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the last video. I can't remember. I'm a bit zooted out right now. But I just wanted to share my thoughts. It's a different kind of video. It's a review. I've always wanted to try and do reviews on YouTube, but it's I don't know. I just feel awkward doing it. It feels a bit difficult. But I'm gonna try and do it now. I've always tried to do it with like games and stuff, but I think I want to do it properly with a song that I really like. I just listened to it now. It's called shit. What was it called? I forgot. Hang on, just let me. Okay, I just checked, and it's it's called Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. I knew the name of the band. I just forgot the name of the song there. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. It's this up and coming band. I don't know what genre to define them as, but it's some weird blend of like, I don't know. It's like fucking I don't know what to call it. It's like indie pop punk, some weird hybrid, but I love it. And there's in fact, we'll do a double song review because I want to describe how they make me feel, like, especially when I'm, oh my god, my eyes look really red. Jesus. Sorry, this is so embarrassing. You know, if you just use eye drops, you just get rid of, like, the red eyes really easily, like, even if you're highlighted. I need to try that. So, excuse the redness of the eyes. That's just a sign that I'm on a higher state. But, the shit, what I was talking about, the songs, that's right. The songs, by the way, before I carry on, Sammy, this video is for you, bro. This video, I'm sort of just imagining you're the camera. I'm just talking to you how I would. So you're gonna have to indulge me in another one of my rants, okay? Because this is about to come out from the heart, man. I've got my song reviews ready. This is how it's going to go, alright? So, I forgot what I was going to say. The songs, right? It's the worst review ever. Alright, anyway. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Yes, sir. This song is quality. We'll go Growth first. So, when I hear this song, okay, we have to understand about me with the way I think of songs. Sorry, my mouth is really dry. You have to understand that I really connect what a song. I'm not saying this to be self-indulgent. I'm just saying this for you to better understand how I review the songs. Right? I associate the way I think about songs is that. Sorry. The way I think about songs is like it's strongly tied to like the memory or the general time, the general present of what's happening in that moment. So when I listen to a song, I always think back when I hear it to the how I was feeling when I listened to it, and you know that's nothing extraordinary. But I think very visually about the way that a song sounds, and the way that manifests is through creating like music videos. They're a lot like the music videos you'd see on TV, but they're deeper than that. Like so me and my brother both do this. Shout out again, by the way, to my brother Sammy listening. Love you, man. We both do it, and like we have these times where me and him would just like sit back and just like listen to songs and just like make music videos in our heads and then talk about them to each other. Once we sort of think we should have done that more, man. That shit was was therapeutic. Just listening to our different interpretations of it, it was really cool. And just to realise that other people do it as well. We had no idea that we both did it up until recently. We've both been doing it our entire lives. Like, I'll be listening to a song, and as I'm listening to it, I'll be making like a like a music video in my mind, and then like the way that it makes me feel is projected everywhere. Like, that's how deeply I get entrenched in songs. That's why I find them so fascinating. That's why I wanted to review Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. That shit was like, that shit was just that shit is perfect, right? I don't know. It's just like it's such a it's a bit intimidating reviewing a song because like it's I don't know. It's like the way it makes me feel is so strong, as I've just explained to you. Like, it makes it difficult to like approach it. There's so many different angles. I think the best way to describe the way that that song makes me feel is, this is my review, by the way, the way it makes me feel, for the reasons I've previously explained. The way it makes me feel is just give me a minute to think about it. Okay. Sorry, I just went into like meditation mode. I've got my legs crossed right now. My finger was going like that. I'm going Buddha mode. um, uh, okay, well, I have to go quite like personal for this. This is no small task for me. I have to go deep into myself for this to project myself on camera. Just a small disclaimer. So if you're not ready for that, um, just beware, because I'm at a point in my life of like great turbulence. Like, there's a lot of shit happening really quick. Like, we went from lockdown to like, what should we call it, to like just doing shit. Like, I went through 7 months of just doing nothing. Like, thinking back, like it's gone so quick. Thinking about it, it's gone so quickly. Like, somehow, like when I think back, it's just like it was. This was how big it was in my mind when it was happening. Like, just how huge it felt what was happening. But this is what it looks like now. It's tiny, and suddenly I've gone from that to going to university, moving into a new house, saying goodbye to all my friends and all my family, all at the same time, and it was. Whew, it's quite a load. Like, I'm happy and everything. It was just that was a big like. I'd become so like more pieced out when I was in lockdown, and in fact, I'm really grateful. Like, I was like in my head there, I was just complaining about it a little bit, but thinking about it, like, I'm really grateful for, like, in such a horrible situation worldwide, that I was able to just benefit from it just a little bit. Like, it's like I just feel lucky that something good has happened to me. Obviously I have deepest empathy for everyone who's been affected by it. Um, but it's I just feel really lucky. I'm just another disclaimer. I'm telling you the story of gratitude. That's the announcement I was going to make. So yeah, just doing nothing, just going like that, and but as I was saying, the period before that, that was the most peaceful I've been in a long time. Before that, college was stressing me out. That shit was, it took me a while to settle into college. On both years, in fact, I had like an unsettled period, like in the first few months, and then afterwards it went a bit better. But yeah, college wasn't great for me. College wasn't great. What was I gonna say? My mouth is really dry again, motherfucker. Anyway. Hang on, let me get the milk. Sorry. Okay. Don't know what just happened there. Anyway, growth by rosehip teahouse. What was I talking about? Talking about how lockdown was affecting me. That was some good milk. The sorry. The 1 second. I thought more smoke would come out. Making smoke rings. I know how to do it, bro. I know how to do it. What was I going to talk about? Growth by rosehip teahouse. Sorry, for many of you, this video is probably unbearable to watch. I'm just being so, like, I haven't got the showmanship. Like, I'm just taking minutes, just not saying anything and just piecing out. But that's good, I'm enjoying that experience. I should probably just dive straight into it. I think I might be going a little bit deep into the analysis. I think I should just, went on a bit of a tangent. But it's a really powerful, emotionally, it's a really powerful song for me. It's really, I don't know, it just makes me feel a lot of things. That's what the songs by rosehip teahouse have made me feel so far. They haven't got that many songs yet because they're still starting out, but I'm feeling a lot of things when I listen to them. The vocals, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she's really pretty, and so all the other band members are pretty as well by extension. I think it's one guy and three guys. I think I saw in some of the Spotify photos. I might be wrong there. But yeah, it was shit. I forgot what I was talking about. Talking about the band, the vocals that this lady has, they're sick. Her voice, I mostly listen to songs that have guys singing them for one reason or another. It's not I do listen to songs by that have women singing, but it's just like it rarely does like a female vocal song go into my Spotify. Like it just doesn't, because the algorithm has worked out that I listen to that mainly. So it kind of just like it's like a self-repeating like Spotify's fault. I'm just kidding. But she. This is the worst review ever, or is it the best review ever? Put in the comments down below. Let me just. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Really, like, powerful vibes. That's the best way to put it. That's the simplest way to put it. Powerful vibes from the song. I think Growth is quite like, it's quite like an unorthodox like format. Like I'm not well versed on the lingo for this, but like the different verses, they're not like they change. Like there's not a chorus. And I really like that actually. It's like it's like a valley. It goes up and down like the song, like the moods and like the vibes you get from it. It changes throughout the song. It stays within like the same boundary, but it changes within that boundary. It's like an adventure. It's like going from like point A at like the bottom of the map to point B at the top of the map. Like you've gone through like a whole different like spectrum of like environments, seen all kinds of things, felt all kind of things. That's the way the song structure is, and the lyrics, they're really I don't want to be like reading off the lyrics. I don't know them too well yet. It's just the feeling that I get from them. But some of the lyrics, like, man, they're powerful. Like I'm still trying to figure out what I think they mean for me personally. Like I value song meaning quite dearly, by the way. That's another footnote for my reviews. Or a disclaimer. Like but it doesn't matter if it doesn't have a song meaning, but I'm just saying I value it if there is one, you know, like it makes a difference to me. What was I gonna say? Shit. Yeah, so there's when I listen to a song, in my mind there's two kinds of two kinds of meaning that I attach to every song I listen to. There's one for the the song's meaning that's been imposed onto it by the people writing it. Not that sounds like it's a bad thing. It's not imposed. It's embedded. Like it's part of what the song means. It's how the songwriter intended it. And then there's the second one, which is the way that I or you interpret it. The audience, the different. It's like art. Like the way that people feel about art. It's different for every person, more or less. Sorry, 1 second. Alright, cool. Just checking what time it was. Nearly midnight. 10 to 12. Moving on. I'm going a bit deep into that as well. Moving on. Yeah, I'll highlight the different bit. Another disclaimer for me is that I like to listen. Listen. You're not listening. Are you listening? Sorry. Roll safe. Shout out. God damn, mate, I can't think straight, man. I can't. There it is. Shit. My mouth is really dry again. Sorry, I'm a lot less composed than I normally am in these videos. Just sort of, the lighting's a bit shit. I'm just trying to make it a bit cozy. Let me use the phone as better lighting. There we go, we'll turn this on for a bit. Oh, it's a bit fucking bright. Never mind. Never mind. That's not occurring. Alright, 1 second. Sorry, this is really rude of me. I'm just checking my... Just turning off my data because I have to unlock my phone to do that. By the way, little reminder to anyone who's accidentally using data on this instead of their Wi-Fi without realising it. This is your time to check. I'm trying to save you cash, bro. You check that shit out right now if you're watching on a phone with data. So, the few highlights of the song, I sort of, in my mind, I separate it in 3 different parts. Like, there's the first part, which is like, I'd have to listen to it. Sorry, when I can be asked in the future, if I can be asked in the future to edit the songs in whilst I'm like reviewing them, I'll do that. But for now, I'm just gonna play it on my phone because I'm not gonna be able to edit this in this state. I'm just going with it too much. Disclaimer. Most YouTubers that I see do this, they when they're like analysing something or like reviewing something, they play it and then, not all of them, but some of them, they play it and then they like break in, and it's frustrating because you want to watch the video without being interrupted. And I feel that when I watch those kind of videos, but I'm going to do the same thing here, not because I'm trying to disturb your listening pleasure, just because I want to do a running commentary on it. So I suggest that before you watch this, go and look up the song. Before you watch this part of the video, go and watch the song on YouTube. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Just try and find it. Listen to it and then come back here. Pause the video, then go there. Right? Do it now, right? Don't look at me. I'm not going to put a link in for you. No, go and watch it. Okay, are you back? I know that some of you pricks didn't leave in the first place, but I could see you. But to everyone else, welcome back. Just kidding. You're all welcome here, my lovelies, my lovelies, my darlings. Okay, here we go. Stop there. Right, so the lyrics, best way to describe them for me personally is they're sort of like ambiguous. Like you get some quite abstract lyrics on songs sometimes. So I think there's different levels of like abstractness. Some lyrics are quite like punchy, to the point, not trying to like dance between the edges. The way that this song's written though, it feels like it's sort of like it's trying to elude you a little bit, the meaning, making it a little bit more ambiguous. I like that. It means that, as I was talking about earlier, there's the meaning of the song that they've put in from them personally, and then there's the song you take from there's the meaning you take from the song, rather. And it's sorry, I'm just appreciating it in my mind. You know what I'm feeling right now? Self-love. Feeling self-love right now. I'm getting a bit emotional. Some powerful stuff, man. It's making me feel some things. Okay, I'm composed now. That's how I describe the lyrics. Really sort of like shadowy in a good way, but in a light way. It sounds weird. The instrumentals, as I said, I'm no like expert in like the lingo or anything, but they're sort of like, I don't know, it's I think at the deep level, for me personally, this is my personal meaning I take from it. It feels sad. It feels like somber. Like if it sort of feels like how you feel when like you end a relationship with somebody, and like, you know, like a friend, or like, you know, a girlfriend or boyfriend. It's like, it's the feeling after it's happened where like, you know, what's happened is for the best. Like you might have been spiteful about it for a long time, but like you feel better about it afterwards. Like you realise there's like that sad like moment in your heart when like you realise, you sort of like lay your heart open a little bit, like you take the realisation that that's what's happened, and that's how it has to be, and like that's what you feel, and that's what this song feels like. That's how I describe it. Yeah. Oh, can I do the eyebrows? Okay. I think I can do them. Can't do them without moving my eyelids. Practice makes perfect. You know, there was a time in my life when I couldn't do the Vulcan thing, but just a little bit of concentrated effort and my muscles could do it. It's a weird thing. Okay. Right, carry on. Yeah, that's what I consider the second part of the song out of three. Sort of like the middle bit of the song, it's like, it just sort of like feels like running through like, I don't know, sort of the more like don't know, probably my least favourite. I mean, I love this song to bits, but like that's, if I had to give it a least favourite part, it'd be the middle bit. I don't know. It's just, it makes me feel like, I guess it's the emotions it makes me feel like. It just feels kind of like hollow. It feels like the saddest part in a way. It's like if the first bit was like the realization, second bit is like, it's sort of just a bit of like a depressive vibe, you know, like, but in a beautiful way. It's a sad and amazing combination of feelings that the song makes you feel. It feels like, okay, so the way the language I'm using to review this, it feels kind of like I'm pumping it up a bit to something that it's not. And whilst there may be some truth in that, I really like, in the state, especially in the state that I'm in now, like it feels like everything is like turned up to 11. Like the emotions I feel, like it's all peaked up, so I can talk about these things with a bit more like, a bit more passion. And I'm really passionate about songs anyway, so I just feel more free to express myself creatively at the same time. So I'm being genuine when I say all of this. Sorry, sore throat again. Shit, we're out of milk. I'm gonna have to get the last few drops out of this. Let's try and get some of the moisture in my mouth. Stop it. Stop it. Oh. That was the second part of the song. Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Little footnote. Listening to that just now, I had the sense that I get these sometimes little waves of like realization. I've realised that I think I base my like worth as a human being based a lot on what other people think of me. Like it's a big problem. Like, and it changes over time. Like the way people treat me, it makes me feel a lot better or a lot worse. Like, and that varies for some people. For me, it's on quite the severe end. So I'm sort of like, people around me, I'm getting the sense that they don't think I'm cool enough or whatever. Like that's like, it doesn't really bother me, but like on like a sort of like a little bit it does, and it bothers me a lot. Like it's just like a little part of me. It's just like it's grudging against that, like fighting against it. But I just sort of just had a realization that, and this applies to anyone who's having the same problem. You are who you are, and they are who they are, and like that's just the way it is, you know. Like, if it, you know, yes, that's just the way it is. You know, people will be who they are. you are who you are, I am who I am. It's just the way it is with the world, and you just got to go with it. I just said that, sort of feeling a confidence that you and me, we're both worthy. We're both worth it. We are who we are, and that's a good thing. Be proud of who you are. You know, if you're not, like, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, be proud of yourself. Because that's what it takes. It takes heart, you know. Anyway, back to the review. Her voice, that's the third part of the song, by the way. Her voice is insane. I'm not sure I covered this earlier in the video. By the way, consider this video the first sort of like installment of this, like a sort of like podcast, like song review thing. I'll get that going in the future. Maybe I'll get some hosts on. Shit. That's the third part of the song, and that's, I think, probably my favourite part of the song. Like the climax of the song is just it's just incredible. Like the drums and the guitar just kick in, and like this woman, she just starts going. She's popping off. There's no other way to put it. Popping off. Popping off. Sorry. I'm pretty tired. What time is it? Yeah, it's okay. It's 9 past midnight. Sick one. By the way, to those of you who stuck to this part of the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys just hanging in there, you know, or unless you've skipped to this part of the video, just mystically along the timeline. Got my eye on you, thief. Got my eye on you. Just kidding. Love for all around. The way she says, like, eyes. Look at me with those eyes. Those are the lyrics. Look at me with those eyes. Trying to think of a way of saying it which isn't singing it, but isn't just saying it. It's like they do on like those Genius lyrics videos. If rosehip teahouse gets put on Genius lyrics, I will lose my shit. That would be so cool. Although I kind of want them to stay like sort of unknown, so just like, you know, just for me, just for me. But nah, just kidding. I want them to pop off. That'd be sick. I could be one of those guys who's like, oh, I listened to them since day one. But yeah, the way she says, look at me with those eyes. That bit, the way she says eyes, it's just crazy. Like it feels like an entire song in itself in itself. Like it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy vibes from the way she says that word. Like it's just like a really, like it feels like a wild animal waking up and like sort of just like roaring or making like a loud noise, and it's just like, it's just the vibes it gives off. Like it's just crazy stuff. But the climax at the end, it pops off, man. It's crazy. It pops off. Love that shit. It really and then when she's like, I'll figure it out, and so will you. No wasting time. The way she says, I'll figure it out, and so will you. It's just the way she said it is so like, it's got so much emotion and like intention behind it, and especially when she says, so will you. It just feels like it's just crazy. Like it's really, I just love it so much. It's such a great song. Sorry, 1 second. See, since vapes are actually liquid that's being turned into vapor, it's got some moisture in it, so this is actually helping my dry fry a little bit. Sorry if my lips are clacker-lacking a lot. It's just the way it is when you got a drummer. I'll definitely keep a bottle of water with me in the next episode. Talking about Growth by Rosehip Teahouse. Ooh. How many times have I said that in this video? Someone's got to count it and put it in the comments. Do it. Do it. Climax is incredible. That's what I was saying at the end. The climax is incredible, and that goes for all walks of life. Indeed. Shit, I'm so going to listen to this song after I finish making this video. I'm considering whether or not to also review Same Sky by the same artist, Rosehip Teahouse. That's the first one I listened to back in March, and that was a time of my life where things had settled down a little bit. It was a calm point in my life. For both years of college, at the beginning, first few months, both years had their own individual points of like, just sort of like feeling a little bit conflicted, a little bit like uneasy. Like, I think that's the best way of saying it, uneasy. And then after that, they both had this sort of like renaissance period. I call it in my mind when I think back to those times, when it sort of it sort of like it flipped over for the better, like, and it started being a better sort of like thing, if you will, better time in my life. And you know, I thought those were good times. Before pre-lockdown for me was a good time. That's a good time. I'm not saying that the times after or before were not good times. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying like it's part of, you know, I'm trying not to think about the past so much these days, or the future. I'm trying to stay in the present. But I do think back to that time with fondness, and that's a good thing, you know. At least I'm not, you know, spiting it like I do with other points of my life. So that's the point of my life where I listen to that song. Different to the point of my life where I listen to Growth. So Same Sky is very different in that respect. But I'll review. That's a little teaser, if you will, for my next video. So thank you very much for sticking with me through this bumbling mess of a review. It will be just as bad in the next episode, if not worse. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Shout out Sammy, shout out Mum, shout out Dad, shout out Tyvee, shout out Rio, shout out Justin, shout out Ollie, shout out Will, shout out to all those boys, shout out to Matt, shout out to Tom, all the boy. If I've accidentally forgotten one of you, I apologise. It's just because my head is, I can't think straight. I'm sorry. Well, I can, but I can't, you know. But thank you very much. Shout out to the boys, and shout out to Rosehip Teahouse. You guys are incredible. Keep kicking it out. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Peace.